Okay, so the basics of the verb tomar, or the main meaning of the verb tomar is to take, okay? When you take something, it could be your keys, it could be your phone, it could be a book, it could be something that you can take with your hands. For example, oh, this one is interesting too. Voy a tomar un taxi. Voy a tomar un taxi. I mean, you cannot take literally a taxi with your hands, but it's a common thing to also say in Spanish that you are going to, or I am going to take a taxi, okay, or a cab. Voy a tomar un taxi. Voy a tomar un taxi. Now let's break this down. If you have to take a cab, you can use the verb tomar to say, hey, I'm going to take a taxi, take a cab, okay? So keep that in mind as well. This one is not a literal thing, but it's just a way to say that you're going to take a cab. Okay, voy a is a common phrase that means I'm going to do something, okay? Voy a comer. I'm going to eat. Voy a trabajar. I'm going to work. Voy a tomar. That means I'm going to take. Okay, so the common thing to do after saying this phrase, voy a, is you can have a verb right after the phrase. And the verb doesn't need to be conjugated, so it stays in the infinitive form. So tomar, trabajar, estudiar, ir, estar, ser, okay? So you don't conjugate it. Voy a tomar, I'm going to take. Un means a taxi. Taxi means taxi. So it's the same pronunciation if you want to refer to a taxi. Taxi is taxi. Voy a tomar un taxi. I'm going to take a taxi or a cab. Okay, so that's one use of the verb tomar. But as I was saying before, you can also be literal about, tomar, to take, like taking an object. For example, tomé las llaves que están en la mesa. Tomé las llaves que estaban en la mesa. This means I took the keys that were on the table. Okay, so very basic example, nothing too complicated. Yo tomé, we don't need yo, we need tomé. And that's the verb tomar, by the way. It's conjugated in perfect tense, past tense. And tomé means I took. Tomé the llaves. Llaves means keys. Okay. Que, that. Que with an accent mark means what. Without the accent mark means that. Estaban, where. En is very versatile. It can mean on, in, and at. It depends on the situation. In this situation, it means on. La, the, feminine article, la. The mesa. Mesa means table. Tomé las llaves que estaban en la mesa. I took the keys that were on the table. So this is a very literal situation Whereas this one here is a more, like a way to say that you're just gonna take a cab. It's not literal. Well, it's literal because you're gonna get into the cab, but you're not taking the cab literally with your hands. Okay, so let me tell you that tomar, this verb is a regular verb. So you don't have to worry about, oh my God, it has its own conjugation. No, don't worry about that. It's a regular verb, so you can actually follow the grammatical rules when conjugating this verb, and it's gonna be okay. So yeah, remember, tomar, one of the meanings of tomar is to take, okay?